But you any snake, I swear that you can't come around my estates. And I go on like say you're bad and brave, because when me come from, man, I move it bait. And they got the whole block ducking jakes. So if none of you, man, give me space, I'll show you about knocking on heaven's gates. Heaven's gates.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Blazon and today I'll be doing a story time, so please click the subscribe button. So today's story is about how I was tagged a cultist back in secondary school. Okay, so it was on a sunny day after school. We were having our prep time. So since my school was a science and technical school, we didn't have any arts. It was just science and technical. I was a technical student and I was in the business department. So on that day, I wanted to go and practice typewriting since we were taught ICT, typewriting and shorthand, and those three subjects were practical. So my typing was not perfect. So I had to go to the typewriting room and do some typewriting practices. So on that day, as I was about going to the typewriting room, I met one of my classmates. My classmate in the sense that I was in SS1 then and she was in SS1 too, but she was a science student. So she asked me if she could come to the typewriting room. And I told her I'm not really sure because my head of department does not like us bringing any other students, like science students especially, to the typewriting room because they don't have any idea about the typewriter and they can spell the typewriter. So on that day, I told her okay, that the only way I can let her into the typewriting room is if I go to check if my head of department is around. That if the woman is around, I'll come and tell her that she can't come in. But if the woman is not around, like if she has gone to her house, I'll now call her to come in. So I went in. She came with me. I went in and I checked. The woman was not around. So I came back and foolishly called her into the typewriting room. So when we went, I placed my A4 paper and she sat on another typewriter and I placed an A4 paper for her. And I showed her the basics, the simple things you can do with a typewriter. I showed her how to set the margin. I showed her how to backspace and how to type, how to use some abbreviations. So she started typing, and since I went there to practice too, I was with my typewriting textbook. I was trying to check some things to type out. So she was also there. I don't know what she was just typing anything as I thought. So she started typing, and after 30 minutes, I went to check what she was typing. And when I went, she wrote on top of the A4 paper, the Bella sisters, and she underlined it. And I laughed and I asked her what she was doing. She said she was just writing. I asked her who are the Bella sisters. She laughed and said she's just going to write the names of my other 7 friends. Like we used to go around in a group and we had a particular group of girls that just like working together, kind of clique. So she just wrote their names out, and then anybody she wrote their names and then added Bella. Like she wrote the short form of their names and then added Bella. So if your name is Victoria, she'll write Vicky, then add Bella. That's Vicky Bella. If your name is Esther, she's going to write Esther and then add Bella at the end of it. That's Esti Bella. So she kept writing. She even wrote her name also. Her name was ID. she wrote ID Bella. So she kept writing till we were 7, and then she wrote at the end of the list. It was like a list. She now wrote at the end of those names. She wrote if you want to join us, come with your black, is it black bra and black tights, no underskirt. And what brought about the underskirt is that the school I went to, it was a boarding school. We didn't used to wear underskirt. Most girls didn't like to wear underskirts because they thought underskirt was outdated. So if you wear underskirt, like my school had, I don't know how to put it, but we had a list of things to bring, and it has to be either, your undies has to be either white or black. So most parents didn't know that most girls don't like wearing underskirt. So they will buy underskirt, and when they come, they don't have any other choice than to wear those underskirts they bought for them. So when they come to school and those girls wear the underskirts, they will laugh at them, and other girls will make jest of them that they are old women and all of this stuff. So that's why she really emphasized and said only black tights and no underskirts. So when she finished writing, we just laughed about it and we just making fun. I told her, well, your typing is not bad since you're using the typewriter for the first time and you can type this out. It's not bad. So the person that was in charge of the typewriting room came and told us that that we should go to our hostels. So we now left. When we left, we went to a particular block and then sat on the veranda, and that behind us was the matron's office. The matron is the head of all house mistresses. Every house, like every hostel, has an house mistress or a house mistress. So, and she's the head of all the house mistresses. So we sat there in front of our office and we're still laughing about the stuff. So we mistakenly left the piece of paper that was typed out on the woman's doorstep. Like, that's the matron's doorstep. We left it there and then left. So she came, as the inquisitive woman that she is. She carried the paper and read everything that was written on it, and that evening she sent for us. So when we went to her office, she started shouting, like she mixed up everything, and she started saying that we are trying to form a secret cult, like a secret society in school, and that she's going to report us to the principal, that we are trying to initiate innocent children. She said a lot of things, and this man is someone that she abuses people's children a lot. Like the tiniest thing you do, you are finished. She will so insult you, wash you, insult your parents that they didn't train you well. You know how Nigerian schools are. She will insult you that your parents didn't train you well, that you come from a poor background, and she will say a lot of things that will hurt you. So she told us she was going to report us to the principal. But first, the next morning, the principal was not around in his office. It was the vice principal that was around, and the vice principal is terror. Like it would have been better if we reported to the principal because she's a woman, but the vice principal was a man, and he was the terror of the whole school. Like if we just mention his name in any gathering, that gathering is dismissed. Everybody will just run for their life. That was how bad it was. So she took us to the man's office and reported us. Oh God, I was given the beatings of my life that day. This man flogged the hell out of us, like the 7 of us. He flogged us, and then he asked us to write a report. And in my school, there is this rumor that if you write a report, like if you continue messing up or continue doing anything that is prohibited or anything that is out of bounds, you are going to keep writing reports, and as many as the reports are, that is how the reports will be posted. Like, how did they say? okay, it's going to be attached to your certificate. They said the report is going to be attached. We pleaded and pleaded and pleaded, like we were really pleading with this woman. We told her she shouldn't let us write this report because we believed it was going to be attached to our certificate when we are leaving the school. So we pleaded. She wasn't heeding. She wasn't answering us. So we asked her she should give us any other punishment. We were going to wash the toilet, we were going to cut grass, we were going to do anything, but we were not going to write the report. And the other girls that had no idea about what was happening, how it happened, they just called them and accused them of something, and they were trying to defend themselves, but she wasn't listening to them. Like, she wasn't listening to us at all. So she finally agreed to give us a punishment. We went, she gave us one large portion of grass and asked us to cut. So we cut the grass. After then, the vice principal now called us and we still wrote the report. Hey, I almost died. I cried. Like, it's really funny now, but it wasn't funny then. Like, I was really crying. I cried, but crying didn't do anything for me. So after writing the report, the other girls were sent back home to go and bring their parents. So I wasn't sent back home. I don't remember what her excuse was, but I wasn't sent back home. I was still in school after writing the report, and I thank God so much that I wasn't sent back home, because if I was sent back home, hey, my father would have killed me. I would have collected another beatings at home. So I really thank God I wasn't sent back home. I was the only one who wasn't sent back home. The rest of them went back home for something they knew nothing about. Like, everybody were blaming this particular girl, this ID girl that wrote the stuff. Everybody was blaming her. So I was not telling them they shouldn't blame her, because she was just making something up. She was just typing, and it's not her fault. Actually, it was not her fault. But they didn't listen. Most of them stopped talking to her because of her. They were going home. They went home they were suspended for 2 weeks, and then I was the only one left in the school. And the rumors spread like wildfire. So any teacher who sees you will just look at you. She's just going to size you from head to toe. Like, they will just look at you. It was a terrible situation for me. Like, I was not happy. I was always feeling bad. Even junior students, the whole thing spread. Like, the whole thing spread. Teachers, even if they come to the class and ask you a particular question and you cannot answer, they'll be like, you don't know the answer, but you can form secret cults. Abby, it was just funny, or should I say it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button. I'll see you on my next video. Thank you. Bye.